Hello tech community, welcome to P-TekLearn. In this video series, we will explore Amazon SQS, covering everything from the basics to advanced concepts, along with the hands-on exercises. Before starting the session, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Your support motivates us to create more videos, helping you stay updated with the advanced technology trends through straightforward, simple and enjoyable tutorials. In our previous tutorial of this series, we have explored different features and capabilities of Amazon SQS. In this tutorial, we are going to do some hands-on exercise to see dead letter queues in action. So what are we going to do in this demo exercise? These are the steps that we are going to execute in this hands-on exercise. Step 1. Create an SQS queue to use as source queue. Step 2. Create a dead letter queue. Step 3. Edit the source queue to set that dead letter queue as the dead letter queue for the source queue. Step 5. Set source queue maximum receives parameter to 2. I will explain what it is exactly in the demo. Then send a message to source queue. Poll the message from source queue twice. And finally, we'll conclude this session by verifying if the message is moved from source queue to DL queue, dead letter queue. So let's start our demo exercise. Log into AWS console and go to the Amazon SQS page. So here, as of now, we are seeing a queue already created in the AWS account. So if you remember, we created this demo queue in our previous tutorial. So if you go to the properties of this queue, you can see that the dead letter queue is disabled, right? And the type of this queue is standard. And also we can check the properties of this queue, whether it is enabled with a dead letter queue or not in this section. See there, you can see no dead letter queue set for this queue. So there is no dead letter as of now, right? Go back to the queues. Now, so this is the standard type. Now we are going to create a dead letter queue. So click on the create queue and select the standard type because the source queue is also standard type. Both queues should be of the same type. And give a name to this new queue, which we are going to use as a dead letter queue. So dead letter demo queue, and leave the configuration as is. We do not need to change anything as of now. Just go through that. Okay, so read drive allow policy, dead letter queue, everything is at default values. We are not going to use tags. Click on the create queue. So you can see a message that dead letter demo queue is created successfully, right? So now if you see that in the properties, dead letter queue for this queue is not enabled, it is disabled, okay, as we saw for the source queue as well. And the same thing in this section. So in the dead letter queue tab, you see that no dead letter queue set for this queue. Go back to the queues page. So now we have two queues created here. Demo queue, which we are going to use as a source queue for this demo, and the dead letter demo queue we just created is going to act as a dead letter queue. Now go to the demo queue and edit the configurations by clicking the edit button and go to the dead letter queue section. So by default it is disabled as we discussed before. Now I am enabling it. So set this queue to receive undeliverable messages. We enabled the property. Now we have to choose a dead letter queue. So we just created a queue called dead letter demo queue, right? So that we have selected as a DL queue, dead letter queue. And we changed the property maximum receives equals to 2. Click save. Now the demo queue is configured. Now you can see that dead letter queue is enabled, and also you can see at the bottom of the page in the dead letter queue tab, the queue that we are using as a dead letter queue. So you can see the name of the queue, and also the maximum receives is 2. Go back to the queues page. Refresh the page to see all the queues. Now we see 2 queues. So dead letter demo queue and demo queue. And also you can see there are no messages in these 2 queues as of now. Let's send a message to the demo queue. Okay, so the message body is sample message 1. And we are not going to change anything here. As of now, messages available is 0. You can see that. So as soon as we click the send message, that message will go to the queue. See, I just refreshed the page. Now the messages available in the queue is showing as 1. So 1 message is available on the queue. So now the consumer has to poll for the message. Click on the poll for messages. So once we click the poll for message button, we see 1 message and the receive count is 1, right? We need to exceed that limit that we set to 2, right? So in the configuration, we set that value to 2. So I clicked the poll for messages again. Now the receive count is 2. So I clicked it one more time and see what will happen. So there are no messages retrieved because the maximum limit is 2. Let's see what will happen. See, if you go back to the queues list, the message that was in the demo queue is automatically moved to dead letter queue, which is dead letter demo queue in this demo. Because the receive count exceeded 2, automatically the message was moved to the dead letter queue by SQS service. So when the source queue has a message that exceeds receive message count, whatever the value in that, then the message will be automatically moved to the dead letter queue. Now we'll see one more option here. So in the dead letter demo queue, go to edit to change a property, that is read drive allow policy. So the read drive allow policy is to move the messages from dead letter queue to the source queue. So by default it is disabled. Now I will enable that and see what will happen. Okay, so read drive allow policy is currently disabled and now I have enabled it. When you enable it, we need to select the queue, the source queue to which the message needs to be redrived. So I have selected demo queue, which is the source queue here in this example, and just leave all other values as is. So we just changed the 1 value here and click save. So if you go back to the queues, we still see 1 message in the dead letter demo queue. Okay, and there are no messages in the demo queue. So refresh it and just double check. There is 1 message available in the dead letter queue. Now go to the dead letter queue and click on the start DLQ redrive. That is the option we enabled just now, right? So click on the start DLQ redrive. There is 1 message available in the dead letter queue. Click on the start DLQ redrive. Go back to the queues page and refresh. One more time. Yes, now you see that the message from dead letter queue was moved to demo queue, which is the source queue. So the message from the dead letter queue was moved to the source queue by using the option DLQ redrive, dead letter queue redrive. So that is how a dead letter queue functions in Amazon SQS. Thank you for watching our video. If you like this video, please like it and then subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Bye now.